Yeah.
For our group, the videos on YouTube is only 30 seconds long.
Well, I didn't do this for me. Who was working at the Well, it doesn't matter. Whatever. You remember what feedback you had. I mean, I don't actually grade your video. The video is only there so you can respond to the feedback that you've gotten. It's a good thing to put on there. It looks like you've done more, but as long as you remember what feedback you got, you can respond to it. I mean, either way, put that 15 seconds there. Are you sure? Because I know Matthew started and stopped a couple of times. So maybe one of the wrong ones there too. Okay. Anyway, start.
This is about mosquito, malaria. And we're not going to show mosquito, and we like the camera is the mosquito, and we zoom in the humans and
Okay.
and zoom in and only intensely, and he doesn't know, he just like scratch it. He doesn't know that he got malaria. He doesn't care. And once he blinks his eye, a few times it does like the area comes out of places, and like he doesn't care, and he goes to sleep or something like that. And after 45 seconds, about 40 seconds, he's going to like collapse and die.
Okay.
And we made it 45 seconds because like one child died from mosquito in 45 seconds. And later we're going to make slogan, like people won't know it, like if there's like only 45, we should explain a bit.
Okay.
You get like a clock on the bottom, like counting 45 seconds.
See the clock that's counting down. What sound are you going to use?
Like sound of a mosquito.
Yeah, so as the camera is zooming in like that, you can have that whatever that mosquito sound, no? So you can tell that it is that. Cool. Comments? I want to hear everybody talk, please. Yes?
I like this concept, but it's too simple.
Simple. Too simple? What do you mean by that?
Like, but how will you show the mosquitoes?
We're not going to show mosquito. We're just going to have a sound.
Huh?
Mosquito sound.
Yeah, it's kind of like move the camera around like a mosquito.
Zeke? Okay. Anybody else? Yeah?
I think it's a really good idea, but I don't know. I really like the idea of the camera being a mosquito, but wouldn't it be awkward if the guy just falls down?
Like, awkward in what sense? I agree with you, but I'm just trying
I mean, they should at least put a slogan like
time's
going by and you shouldn't die or something like that. That would explain why he just.
My question is what's going to happen in those 45 seconds? Because 45 seconds is actually quite a long time.
Yeah.
And you were talking to somebody who's going to go to school and that stuff. That's a lot of filming to do, and it's kind of pointless. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else.
We'll probably just have them like,
Oh, he's getting sicker.
No, I wouldn't do that. It's going to be hard to
just
do.
kind of have them like cooking or something. Something like
So just something normal.
Something
And then
like
suddenly he's like,
day.
like, how are you going to show the death? Is he going to grab himself or how are you going to show the dying?
I guess he's kind of just like, just like choking everything.
He's just going to disappear, you think?
No fever.
But how are you going to show fever? He's going to...
He's just kind of like faints and like,
Yeah. Maybe the like ice.
Yeah, I think what you have to do, and I think you got it. I mean, I like the concept, but you can't show the actual malaria process. Like you can't show like him getting fever and getting sick, because otherwise what you're trying to say is like you get bitten by a mosquito and in 45 seconds you're gonna die. That's not what malaria is. You almost want to make it so removed that they see that it's conceptually that 45 seconds you're saying. You know what I mean? Like you almost want him to be like everything's going on normal and suddenly, you know. I guess, yeah. More questions?
How about having the camera moving to the next, and after the bite he'll kind of just like scratch it and it's become red, but then like change the color, I don't know, just make it blur in the neck, see the background here, and there's a slogan behind it, just like this.
Yeah, just have that, but then how do they get their 45 seconds in? What if you just had the whole zooming in and the biting take 45 seconds, and then you can say something like, in the time of this advert, you know, I'm just thinking something like that. Maybe that's not, yeah, Owen?
I was going to say, you don't need to make it 45 seconds. You can have like counting down from 45 and then like, when it gets like 40 or something, you can just like skip.
Yeah, just have
Yeah, I guess that's the trick. Don't actually have it be 45, but have it like, yeah, you're,
Close to 45.
yeah, something like that, yeah.
But the guy be looking at the watch and just like time is going by. It's like
It's been.
Yeah, no, you don't want that. But I think it's a good idea, but the 45-second part has to somehow be fast forwarded a bit, yeah?
And how about if you put a camera, it's like from the mosquito, from the food, and the mosquito trying to fly around and trying to find that guy and then bite him. So it's take about 15 seconds, right? You know.
Well, you don't spend too much, anything, if you're getting away from your concept. I mean, yeah, you can spend like half an hour on a mosquito flying around, but that's not going to make your concept any stronger. But I do like the zooming in, I do like the way you're going to do it, that's all strong. The way you bring the concept in, I think you can still work on. I'm trying to think, I don't know how to... let me ask a question. Does anybody think you should show anything to do with malaria itself or not?
But the guy walking in the dirty area,
Guys, please raise your hand. Yeah?
wouldn't it be nicer if the guy is walking like near a lake?
So you're saying make it sound more like, I guess there's two approaches to it. One is like making it look like it's actually a guy in Africa or whatever who's dying, but I think that's going to be hard for them to do first of all. I think it's easier to have it be like you or me. Like, you know, just it could be like you doing homework or you in a math book. Just working. Because the whole point is like, you know, you're here, you smack a mosquito, that's really not a big deal. But for somebody else living in a country that has malaria, that's a big deal. Like that could be, you know,
But
yeah.
I have like a good idea in my mind. It's like the guy, like you said, is just sitting on his MacBook, and then he's like checking out videos. Like when you're taking the video, you actually show that the guy who's using the MacBook is looking at stuff about malaria. And once that happens, the camera just comes as the mosquito and like bites him. And then he has to go through the process that he was watching.
I think you made it more complicated than that. Any other comments or not? But you see what I'm saying about that last bit? You have to kind of work on how you're going to show that. I'm not sure how the 45 seconds. I think the best idea so far was what sort of Owen and Zeke said. Maybe is just jumping up, you know, just fast forwarding it a bit and just showing that. But I'm still not sure if it's enough into malaria, you know.
Well, it has like mosquitoes.
It has the mosquito.
But I think we'll probably get it.
I think you'll probably get it, yeah.
No, it works perfectly. It's just like Mrs. Marcy said, you won't know if it's like malaria or not, just a normal mosquito bite. Maybe like or 15 seconds in the movie, but you tell the audience that it's already been 45 seconds. So after 15 seconds, you can show like the mosquito. After he bites one person, he goes to try and get another person, but then the next person he tries to get has a mosquito in it. So then it shows in the next 45 seconds you can always prevent malaria.
So some other aspect about malaria, like, or even just saying that, yeah, just more than just a statistic, every 45 seconds somebody dies, maybe having something like, you know, it can easily be prevented, like, you know, or something like that I think might help as well, yeah. Anyway, next concept?
Okay, well, this one's on HIV. You have like a normal guy, you know, he's just walking down the street, and he meets up with this girl who's kind of like, you know, well, like kind of
Okay.
and then you see them hold hands, and then we have like a slogan, be careful what relationship it is, or something like that. Yeah.
Okay. Comments? Is it conceptual enough, you think?
How can we know whether the guy has HIV or not?
You're right. I think it actually, you're right. I think it's doing exactly the opposite of what you want. Because now you're strengthening stereotypes. Just because somebody dresses in a certain way, they probably have HIV. You know what I mean? I'm not sure that's what you want to do. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You know, you see somebody that's dressed a certain way or looking slutty, and then, you know, it doesn't necessarily mean that they have HIV. And that, you're kind of saying that in a way. So I think that's, not sure that really works. I think you could, any other comments, any way that you can, because for his it was every 40 seconds somebody dies from HIV, from malaria. For yours, what would be, or for narcolepsy, whatever, it doesn't matter, for your groups, what's the final concept that you want somebody to get?
Well, like, be careful who your partner is.
Be careful who your partner is. Okay, on that slogan, just based on what they're saying, does anybody have any ideas, suggestions? Be careful who your partner is.
Be safe.
But how, any suggestions how they could do it, what they could using? I mean, think of the chewing gum advert, PSA that I showed you guys. You know, is there a way to sort of do something similar? So I think what you want to say, rather than like you're gonna go with the girl that looks a certain way, you're gonna get HIV. Rather than that, you want to say if you're with a lot of partners, you're gonna get HIV, or make sure you know your partner's history. You know, I think that's more the slogan that you want to get. Not go to that person, you're gonna get HIV. So how can they show maybe the know your partner's history part? Yeah.
I'm sure this might make sense, but like, you could maybe have like a time bomb or something, and you know how you always got like the red wire and the blue wire or something, and just be like, be careful which one of you choose or something.
So like you're picking your. I see what you're thinking. You're thinking it's something where you have a choice and you're not sure which one it is.
And it could be in the shape of like HIV or anything.
Yeah, like maybe the explosion can.
I don't know. I think you got to think more about that one. I'm drawing a blank as well.
Well, we can just have it like one person meeting up with a bunch of different people. Like kind of like.
What do you mean?
Like you know how like kind of that's like one person like meeting up with a bunch of different people instead of just one person. So it's kind of like partners.
So one person meeting with what?
Yeah, like meeting up with different people. Like we have a scene where someone's meeting up with another person, and that same person is meeting up with a different person, and then a different person, and a different person.
And yeah, and then goes back to that first person or something like that, and then you say something like, you know, is that, yeah?
Yeah, just to expand on Owen's thing, like the choose wisely thing. Like maybe you could have someone hold two hands. The one with that game where you choose the right hand, and someone chooses the wrong hand. He opens up and like inside his hand is the ribbon of HIV or something.
Yeah, or something like that. Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea. Or like the cups that we talk about, sort of like, you know, gambling kind of. And then you can even have a slogan like "Don't gamble with your life." Like actually, gambling is pretty good. You could have like you could lose quite a lot of references from gambling. Yeah. Cool. I think gambling you can do quite a lot with that. I mean, even thinking it.
Like if you were to stick with your idea of the man meeting up with the woman, right? Wouldn't that show anything like the woman has HIV?
Again, it could be the man. But I see what you're saying. The fact that a woman is dressed a certain way, yeah, you're stereotyping. Like the last thing you want to do is start stereotyping. Okay, next one.
Click up. Right click view image. Control plus.
Okay. See anything? Or what's the concept? Yeah.
Pick up an area
Okay.
and then go to school without like going to hospital. And there's another mosquito at school, and the mosquito bites him, and he spreads around the school. Because like he got malaria and everyone got malaria. And one starts to like go down and he comes down.
Okay. Comments? Yeah.
The whole really show like a lot of mosquitoes.
No, it's just one mosquito.
It's one mosquito, but also I'm not sure that really works because that's not really what happens with malaria.
Can you spread malaria?
Yeah.
A mosquito would have to, you'd have to get malaria. A mosquito would have to bite you and bite. That'd be one busy mosquito. It's pretty hard. Like it's not like a virus that you would just suddenly spread. It's pretty hard to infect a school with malaria. So I think you might be again sending the wrong message. I think the 45-second thing works better for malaria in that sense. Okay, 3 ideas. Yeah.
Can't malaria be spread though? Like just through?
No, it's only through blood. You can't, I don't think you can even spread malaria. I mean, I guess if you take like a pint of somebody's blood and drank, you can get malaria, but it's not like it can't even be spread through needles or anything. It's just mosquitoes. So it's like dengue, same sort of deal.
I thought dengue is contagious.
No, dengue is not contagious. Okay, 3 ideas. Which one do you like best? First one.
I like the second one.
First one, you like the second one? I think the first one is basically an idea that you could start now. The second one, I think I like what people said about gambling and trying to get that in there, but I think you might have to rework it, rethink the concept a bit. Yeah. Any other comments? Amara, you've been very quiet. Yeah.
Actually, I think the second one.
You like the second one, the HIV one?
Like people,
Guys,
people who
listen.
have HIV, they're using a tissue, and then he just leave it on table, and another people come. He just used that tissue.
So kind of like the gum one, but just with the tissue. I don't think it'll work quite as well because the thing with the gum one is like, would you ever do that? No, you'd never do that. And that's why, like, you know, then why would you sleep with so many people not knowing their history? The tissue thing is, I could probably use somebody else's tissue. It's not like a big deal. You know what I mean? Like, I think you want to find something that's as gross as like sharing gums, and then the custodian could be like, you know, you wouldn't do this now, so why are you doing this? I mean, and that, you could do something like, talking about gambling. I mean, you could almost be like Russian roulette, you know, like where you spin the holster and there's like one bullet in there, and you're sort of gambling, and then, you know, would you do this? But you're doing, you know, this when you're sleeping with people. Like to say, I think the gambling you can do a lot there because that's the whole point with it. Because you don't know the history, you don't know who it is, you wouldn't want to just gamble your life like that. Yeah, so that's kind of, you can think about that.
How about when they just finish the video, is going to click, they flash another page and join the HIV sign and write something.
Yeah, he needs some slogans for that. Okay, cool.